When it comes to memes and the online landscape, few franchises are more prevalent and widespread than Spider-Man. Ever since the advent of the internet, the web-slinger has found a way to make himself even more prevalent as time goes on. And with how much Spider-Man has grown in the past few years, with the likes of No Way Home and Across the Spider-Verse, it's safe to say that Spider-Man memes and jokes are at an all-time high. So just like I did with Sonic about a year ago, I thought it'd be fun to go through the history of all different Spider-Man memes across the internet, to see how they've evolved and the most prevalent ones over the years. I'm gonna try to go from oldest to newest, so hopefully we can get to all of them. But if I missed any, I deeply apologize. So from me and the boys to Boy Maguire, let's just hop right into it, starting with the 60s animated show. Being an absolute classic, obviously it's gonna have an absolute mountain of memes. Meaning a lot of these I might not get to, since pretty much every frame from this show has become a meme at this point. So I'm just gonna be going over the most popular ones, starting with what's quite possibly my favorite Spider-Man meme ever, Me and the Boys. Now of course this meme didn't invent the phrase Me and the Boys, since that's already been a thing since like 2017. But on May 25th, 2019, Redditor Kobe1712 took this screenshot from the episode To Catch a Spider, and added Rhino to the scene and added the phrase. And the rest was history. It was spread around like wildfire. Practically overnight there were thousands of memes with this exact image, and they were all fantastic. And the delightfully devilish look of all the villains makes it even funnier, given the faces were drawn in the 1960s. But since then there's been mountains of fan art, edits, and more memes. And honestly, it's just amazing. The sheer amount of recreations with this one is just absolutely staggering. It's such a simple setup, so anybody who's seen the meme will immediately get it. Next up though is quite possibly the most iconic Spider-Man meme of all time, and one of the most iconic memes of all time. Of course, I'm talking about The Point. Originating from the episode Double Identity, which by the way was paired with the previous episode, meaning Me and the Boys and The Point are brothers, and Imposter Spider-Man, of course, impersonates our hero. And the two have a scuffle because of it. And what else is there to really say? This thing's just been everywhere. It's the most simple image ever. Just two Spider-Men pointing at each other, and that's all it needs to be. The amount of captions you can put on this thing is quite frankly infinite, and since it spread in 2011, it's even become official, as we all know. With the Entertainment Earth exclusive Funko Pop, the post-credit scene from Into the Spider-Verse, of course the No Way Home behind-the-scenes shots, which is an absolutely historic image, with all three live-action web-slingers recreating the iconic moment. It was a pivotal plot point in Across the Spider-Verse, Iron Studios is making a statue of it, and of course, its iconic inclusion in Fortnite. It's just such a universal but simple thing. There's no dirty joke behind it or random obscure backstory, just a screenshot from an old cartoon that went so far. Like it's pretty much replaced the word hello in terms of being a Spider-Man cosplayer at a convention. It's like bare animal instinct on these people. I would know. Then on to a more weird and obscure one, being the iconic Are You Seeing This Shit Squidward's House? Originating in the episode Sub-Zero for Spidey, being actually the second half to the first episode of the whole series. When Spidey's scouting around, he of course does the iconic pose. However, it took until January of 2012 for it to become a meme, on the My Little Pony forums of all places, where user Discord added the text in the picture and Applejack for good measure. Since then, it's been pretty much everywhere, using any character you can possibly think of from any series. My personal favorites are Serena, Freddy Fazbear, Spinel, and many more. Squidward's house definitely takes the cake though, it's literally Squidward's house. Then of course we got the iconic Spider-Man literally fucking dying in a hospital bed. The image originates from the episode To Catch a Spider, aka the same episode Me and the Boys came from.
Okay, I'm an idiot. It's actually from the episode 19, To Cage a Spider, not Catch a Spider, so yeah.
We were brothers once.
But anyway, the meme came from 4chan in 2010. The meme is usually accompanied by two different types of text. You tend to reply with this to something that's super cringe that seems like it gave you some sort of terminal illness, or to make fun of someone who's obsessed with something. Being like, doctor, I don't need meds, I need My Little Pony plushes. Or it can just be used with memes in doctors and hospitals in general. Point is, this one's pretty universal, as are a lot of these. And why wouldn't it be? It's literally just an image of Spider-Man in a hospital bed, it's funny enough. And now it's time for the desk. In an episode Electro the Human Lightning Bolt, Spider-Man sits at the desk as you can see, doing absolutely nothing of note. And in 2012, Reddit user Yankers09 created this meme using the template, which you can just read for yourself. The meme quickly spread given how rash it was, inputting in different worldwide events that you're not partaking in, and ever since it's been a staple in Spider-Man culture, being referenced in Into the Spider-Verse, as well as the Spider-Gwen comic, where Gwen questions Peter on what he's doing. Gwen, you don't want to know. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's a video made by Josh Keaton, the voice of Spectacular Spider-Man, doming over a lot of these.
All these superheroes uploading funny clips, and I'm just sitting here procrastinating.
Oh yeah, and because Gabe, for some reason, felt the need to point it out while we're on a Discord call, I forgot the Lego set.
And that's it for the 60s cartoon. But before we get into the live-action movies, let's go over some quite possibly peak Spider-Man content, being of course the Japanese Toei series. Given how legendary the series is, pretty much every aspect of it has been memed to death. We're able to start with him destroying his enemies IRL, using a very kid-friendly blaster toy. Coming from episode 6, and whatever's happening here. Takuya grabs a legendary scar and starts blasting his enemies out of the sky, downright saying, "Get out of my way if you want to live." Christ. If 616 Pier wasn't too busy being cucked, he'd get pissed off by this. And then we of course got him with the wrench. Yeah, surprisingly, this iconic clip of him holding a hammer wasn't a hammer, it's a wrench. But I'm sure you've all seen some iconic image of him smashing a like button or something. However, the first real edit of this came from 4chan, being where someone edited it to be a Dark Souls 3 joke. And of course, it spiraled on from there, becoming literally any sort of object hitting another object, like Spidey hitting a xylophone or playing Minecraft. It's pretty much a universal joke that can go on forever. And that it did, considering the toy Spider-Man's pretty much been revived. Like for example, he was in the Spider-Verse comic event, and he even got a Marvel Legends figure last year. Peak cinema deserves peak treatment. Moving on though, let's get on to what we're all here for, the movies. And what else could we possibly start with than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man trilogy? An absolute treasure trove of memes and absolute greatness. So let's start with what's obviously the best one out of the bunch, Bully Maguire. In February 2018, during the extreme hype for Infinity War, YouTuber Aldo Jones made a parody of the trailer in which the emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3 interacts with Tom Holland. Then in March of the same year, whatever this word is, cut out and re-uploaded that specific clip from Aldo's video, with the new title of Bully Maguire. And since then, the rest's history. I cannot think of one single thing Bully Maguire hasn't been in. Whether it be Mario Kart, Breaking Bad, Hot Ones, Family Feud, the list just goes on forever and ever. All it is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man with different hair and a black outfit, dancing in the street to Drive That Funky Soul by James Brown. And yet so many of the lines he says in the film can be put into any scenario, and it immediately becomes funny. Mix that with some very talented edits and you got a real masterpiece of a meme on your hands. Then we got another iconic one, being I'm something of a scientist myself. Obviously originating from the scene where Norman meets Peter from Spider-Man 1. This one's been used for years and is a staple in meme formats. It's yet another universal one that goes on to a lot of different captions. And other than that, there's not really much to say about it, just an absolute classic. After that though, we've got another amazing one, being J. Jonah Jameson's iconic laugh. From the scene where Peter asks to get paid up front, his response,
You serious?
This thing's just been everywhere, and he's used perfectly as a reaction video, since as you'd expect, J.K. Simmons gives it his all, and it really pays off. It's such a long and drawn out sequence that's so awkward for Peter you can't help but laugh every time it plays. There's a reason it hasn't died out yet, and that's simply because it'll never not be funny. Take for example that stupid one of you just had to say you're fine, you're not really fine, you just can't get into it because they would never understand. Yeah, that's dead, but this one ain't going nowhere. I got him for 3 whole minutes. After that though, let's get on to the iconic Spider-Man 2 pizza theme. Not originating from the movie, but the Spider-Man 2 video game, and the level where you of course have to do such a thing. But in 2012, YouTuber RockCock64, Cocks or Chickens, posted a gameplay video in which he played the iconic theme at half speed. And with that, over many years, it was used in different YouTube poops and edits, which led to its cult status. And why wouldn't it? It's such a goofy but amazing theme at the same time. It's perfect background music for when you're talking about something stupid or ridiculous. And plus the repetitive style of the song makes it extremely annoying to trick people into watching, or have it super loud and obnoxious. It got so popular that it of course even got into Marvel's Spider-Man. And here's a couple of rapid-fire ones that are just simply screenshots or quotes they use from the movies. Like for example, They Love Me from where Peter has the parade held for him. Carefully He's a Hero, of course from the iconic train scene. Doesn't matter Uncle Ben, Fortnite's better than both of them. Which isn't even in the movie, like, at all. Ben tells Peter that they're paying the kitchen after school and Peter replies to not start without him. How you get Fortnite out of that, I don't know, but I like it. See ya, chump. What the hell? Peter putting on his glasses to reveal the true form of something, which is pretty much just another spin-off of the Scooby-Doo one. Uncle Ben, what happened? Squid Game! Green Goblin's bodacious keister in this one frame of the movie. Toby's face when he laughs at one part of the blooper reel, which became a rage face. Which, by the way, no one wants to point out that rage faces were just the pre-Wojaks. I know we don't want to accept it, but it's true. And finally, pizza time. However, there's one more thing I want to talk about with the Raimi verse, and which is undoubtedly one of my favorite Spider-Man memes ever. Spider-Man McRib. Posted by the YouTuber Parker on March 14th, 2022, a national holiday. It's a retelling of the original Spider-Man movie using only crusty screenshots and text. However, one major twist is in order. Instead of trying to get revenge on Oscorp, Norman Osborn is trying to bring back the McRib. And by that I mean Norman Osborn's entire life revolves around the McRib. Like, Norman consults Peter after his graduation and apologizes for him that he hasn't gotten a McRib. He scolds Harry for even eating a Whopper when they're in a McDonald's household. And most importantly, after he finds out the McRib is going to be discontinued forever, he takes his revenge in the form of the Riblin, a version of Norman who altered his DNA in order to make everything taste like the McRib's tangy barbecue sauce. It's an absolute wild ride, and it's one of my personal favorite videos I've ever seen on the internet, if not my favorite. Like, Norman is absolutely and completely obsessed with the McRib for absolutely no reason. And it's the most hilarious thing I've seen in my entire life. And it all leads up to the end, where the fourth wall is broken and Willem Dafoe walks out of the project, because he's disappointed in the direction it's going, leading to Spider-Man 4 Rise of the Riddler never coming to theaters. A truly awful time on we're unfortunately stuck to live in. It's just so stupid, but quite frankly one of the best things I've ever seen in my whole life. Now after that incredible section, the obvious direction to go is the MCU, which I'm gonna be real, I don't really think there's many memes from Andrew's universe, so let's just go on to Tom Holland. But given how these movies were made while memes are actually mainstream, it'll surely be interesting. First, let's talk about some memes from Far From Home. Like for example, this behind-the-scenes shot of Tom Holland talking to Zendaya. Originating in 2019 from the director of the film John Watts' Instagram, he took this behind-the-scenes photo and posted it as a joke. The awkward nature of these two in the background is immediately what made the meme, and then Tom's lack of eyes here is just really kinda creepy and weird, which adds to the awkward factor even more. It's such a weird, goofy image with these two people that many admire, just kind of sitting here and being awkward. Normally, since when you see them on screen, they're usually doused in makeup and stuff and doing interviews or something. But a lot of people just zoomed in on these two and made it seem like Zendaya's trying to avoid Tom, and it's really funny. Then we got two of the more widespread memes from the movie, being two Mysterio quotes. This is an Avengers level threat, and double it. Starting out with the Redditor "Ooh, what's this?" and his depiction with a Thomas the Tank Engine drone. The meme really took off with it being stuck onto creepy or powerful things. However, another version quickly arose with him having laser eyes, or whatever you call those weird anime, Naruto, the JoJo weird red eyes. I don't know what those are. But this is just some classic meme making in the action. Taking something brand new and popular that a lot of people have seen, and taking advantage of the fact that it's brand new and popular to make a meme out of it. And the other one's pretty much the same story, becoming a meme a few weeks after release. It is a less substantial one, but I like it more honestly, since it's a lot more specific when you use it, and that makes it funnier to me. Then an extra one to throw onto the end, everywhere I go I see his face, which is a pretty self-explanatory one that came from the trailer, and it's used when someone's overused on the internet or a meme is so widespread you can't go anywhere without seeing it. Now on to Infinity War and Endgame though. There's a couple here to talk to, like for example, "We're all gonna die," spoken by the G Ned leads in the beginning of the film where Peter needs him to cause a distraction. It's used when there's some sort of natural disaster or big world news that seems like their world's gonna end. The iconic "Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good," which was always paired up with the Thanos snap meme when Infinity War just came out. And considering how huge Infinity War was, this one was just everywhere. It's such a sad quote, but that makes it funny. So it was very prevalent in the months after the movie came out, and it still is today to an extent. I mean, given how tragic it is, it's just too funny. Then on to Endgame, we've got two here. Firstly being Activate Instant Kill, of course being from the final battle where Peter activates the instant kill from Homecoming. This one's perfect for when someone's so stupid and moronic you just want to go through the screen and strangle them. Plus the MCU Iron Spider with red eyes goes hard as hell, fight me. I shit you not, there is a spider on my curtains right now. Ain't that a world. Ah, he left. Well, hopefully he doesn't crawl into my brain while I sleep. Then we got the iconic "We won, Mr. Stark." This one's just great, since given how the scene was so sad, you really feel Tom's acting in it. So every time you see the meme, you just get that wrench in your heart, and it makes the joke even funnier. I'm sure a lot of Spider-Man tragedies have become really big memes for some reason. But of course this one's from when Tony sacrificed himself, spoilers for a movie that came out 4 years ago and made $2 billion. And it's used when something that's hated becomes irrelevant or dies out. It's just universal and classic, nothing less. So moving on to finally No Way Home. Given how popular and loved this movie it was, and how much money it made, there sure are a lot of memes from it. Like for example, "That feels weird, but I'll allow it," which at this point is pretty self-explanatory. Like at this point I don't really think I need to explain how these memes get used. But moving on to Doc Ock without his tentacles. When Twitter user Kid Pirates edited out Doc Ock's tentacles and posted it, it quickly became widespread. It's quite possibly one of the biggest edited images of all time. Like, it's just a dude floating in the air. The possibilities for jokes are endless. Like, literally any idea you probably have in your head's probably been made. Him being held up by a gravity gun, Lakitu from Mario Kart, Sonic Heroes, the Wii cursor. Like, I swear, there have to be thousands of these edits, it's insane. This absolute G image of Ned from behind the scenes. Coming from a 2017 article on the site Just Jared, this behind-the-scenes photo from Homecoming has Tom Holland and Jacob Bolton in their final forms on a street. However, cut to years later, Instagram user MJD Artworks made this fan-made No Way Home poster, and used the image. And while the poster did look pretty cool, a lot of people couldn't get past how hilarious Ned looked in it. He's just kinda standing there, menacingly. So as epic dank memers from reddit.com do, they found the original image and started making treasure troves of memes. The fact it's literally just Ned standing there doing nothing did nothing but fuel the fire, since it became even more universal. Like, you can literally put him into any image whatsoever and the image immediately becomes funny. He's not doing some crazy superhero pose, he's just standing there with a dumbfounded look on his face. It's something I've noticed a lot about these Spider-Man memes. A lot of them are just so simple when you break it down, you can really just use it for anything. Like, I cannot count the amount of images I've just seen this dude randomly put into that have nothing to do with Spider-Man. It's just so iconic and usable, since less is more. After that though, we've got Tom's ass. Originally from the screenshot of the beginning of No Way Home, it's a simple edit where Tom's booty was enlarged to outrageous proportions. There's really not much to say about it, since I really couldn't find much about its origin or who edited it. I mean, even if I did, I'm not really sure that would give me much to talk about here. However, on the topic of Tom Holland's body appendages, let's talk about his mouth. Because something a lot of people noticed over a few years was that Tom Holland had a really weird facial expression a lot of the time. Like, look at any photo of Tom Holland and he just has this look to him. An expression unknown by man. People eventually took notice of his weird looking smile and started hatching theories. But the most prominent one being that he has a live frog stowed away in his mouth. And that he has to keep his mouth like that or the frog will hop out. Eventually this got widespread enough to where the frog got a name, Dave. And many are eagerly anticipating the day where Tom will slip up and let the frog out. Since honestly, it's kind of messed up to keep a live animal in your mouth, Tom. Like, what in God's name is wrong with you? How can you do that? But in all seriousness, many have said this is cyberbullying or mocking one's appearance. But like, people are literally implying that he has a live frog in his mouth 24/7. I think they're kind of missing the point. But finally, on the topic of actors, let's take a look at our man, Jacob Bolton, aka Ned Leeds, aka the CEO. Firstly, starting is just an image taken from the premiere to Homecoming. This image was given a wide variety of captions just for shock factor. Like things that have no relation to the image whatsoever, they're just funny to add on. However, one eventually stuck, being that he is the CEO of Funny Touching. Given how Ned is the founder and CEO of such an industry, I mean, it's only fair that he gets the respect he deserves. This man went from the bottom and climbed the ranks to become an absolute kingpin of the industry. It's just a complete and utter goofball of a meme. So many other memes and quotes are something from the movie, and a lot of the other ones... There he is, I found the spider. There he is. Oh shit, he ran under the... He's under the covers. What do I do? Oh, he is gone. Oh, he is just under the cover. He is out of here, bro. Oh god, he is gone. Oh, there he is! I got him, I killed him. Yes, alright, we're safe. Anyway, so many other memes and quotes are something from the movie, but a lot of the other ones here are just made up random nonsense like this. Like, at least the frog one had some sort of basis. Someone just stuck the word CEO of sex onto a picture of Jacob Bolton and it became a huge meme. There's literally nothing else to this, but it's so goddamn funny. But hats off to you, CEO. Hats off. And now that wraps up the live-action movies. Such a treasure trove of greatness that'll be remembered from generations to come. But now that they're done, let's go on to somehow even more peak being Into and Across the Spider-Verse. Since as you all know, there's been tons of memes for both of them. Also, I guess maybe spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse, I don't know. Firstly, probably the most iconic one, the shoulder touch. This is kind of a weird one since it doesn't really fall into any sort of template. It's kind of just used as its own image or video. Literally anything you could think of has been paired up with this. Usually with some sort of shock factor at the end to replace the hey. But given how awkward the scene is, it's pretty damn funny. Though it can be used as a template sometimes with Miles being replaced with some sort of person or company. This one's kind of just its own engine. Another really nice one is Peter and Miles thinking. It's usually used to show how someone's copying something, and it's usually pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the pointing one, where you can really just put any caption you want onto it and it works. Again, some absolute classic meme making right here. All you need is a screenshot a movie or something and caption it and boom. You got yourself a dank meme. Plus this one's even more funny now, given what happens afterwards. And finally, for Into the Spider-Verse, what else can we talk about but the iconic Prowler theme? Given how the soundtrack to the movie's an absolute bonfire, this one was destined for greatness. It's such a unique thing I've never even heard from any character ever, and it fits the Prowler perfectly. But anyway, the most iconic version of this is the Goku version, which has led to a kind of specific style with these kind of memes, where characters turn black and white with bloodshot or realistic eyes looking straight ass at the camera. My personal favorite being...
Sam, where are you?
And with Across the Spider-Verse, the Prowler theme as a whole has gotten even more popular and hilarious, being used on stuff that's not even related to Spider-Man. I guess that's just what peak deserves. After that, though, we've got a couple random ones that I don't really have much to say about. They're basically just caption images, but I wanted to mention anyway. Like Peter glitching, there's 3 actually. Peter licking his disgusting sausagey fingers. Kingpin, just kind of in general. Not bad, kid. And I'm gonna be real though, it seems every day a new frame from these movies becomes a meme. But moving on though, let's go on to the absolute treasure trove of memes that arose from 2023's Across the Spider-Verse. Buckle up, because there's a crap ton to go through. Again, spoilers maybe, I don't know. Firstly, start out with everyone's favorite.
I'm gay for you, and you're gay for me. Spider-Man, why are you gay for that?
This one came from the only Octane on TikTok, who dubbed over this scene and made it infinitely better. Instead of the Spot saying that Miles created him, he says, "I'm gay for you, and you're gay for me. Spider-Man, why are you gay for that guy?" It's such a stupid and moronic scenario that has no sort of tension at all, but it's so damn funny. But like I said, the guy dubbed over the whole scene, not just this, and the rest is just as peak. Go check the whole thing out if you want to, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. Speaking of the Spot, another one of my favorites is "I'm gonna crease your J's, Spider-Man." Coming from TikToker and Zano Stromo, the original audio has Spot threatening to crease Miles' shoes in a very threatening manner.
"No, I'm not gonna be some villain of the week anymore. I'm gonna crease your J's, Spider-Man."
To which it was then turned into an animatic by Bakuzla, and eventually turned into countless animations, with each one being peaker than the last. It snowballed into a phenomenon of J creasing, eventually being paired up with edits of that one dude doing the weird face, but it's Miles. Again, this one's just so stupid and funny, and it has no actual lore relevance. Someone just cooked one evening and they cooked hard, and given how it's a Spot who is peak villain, it just works so perfectly. Though TBH Genki looking like he about to crease him. And now onto another peak Spot meme, the bagel effect. The grand reveal was absolutely astonishing when we found out that the Bagel Man from the first film ended up being the Spot, and immediately fans throughout the galaxy drew the connection in the form of memes, parodying the infamous butterfly effect concept, which doing something as throwing a bagel at someone's head can lead to your father being murdered. But anyway, this iconic video surfaced from Beetle Easy's video simply titled The Bagel Effect, in which the Spot replicates the Goku meme, which uses the Prowler theme when he gets hit in the head with the delectable consumable. And after that, there's no stopping him. There are hundreds of edits of this single video, and so many jokes about the bagel effect are going everywhere across the internet, all warning people of the gruesome fate one can achieve while throwing a weeded treat at someone's noggin. I mean, honestly, it works to the Spot's character, being nothing but a target for this bagel, leading to him being an unstoppable murderous villain. Truly no villain of the week here. On to one of my personal favorites, being canon events. In the movie, it's explained that every single spider person has a tragic canon event which turns them into a true spider person, and it's a necessary evil for each of their stories. So of course people started asking redundant and stupid questions about it. Asking about literally any sort of Spider-Man parody character or obscure one-shot, and asking what their canon event is. Like Spider Chuck E. Cheese, what's his canon event? Timmy Turner, what's his canon event? Lego Spider-Man, oh god. It's just a stupid, funny question. But you can ask it anywhere online and people have genuine answers. Like that previously mentioned Timmy Turner one, yeah, here it is. This one's got endless possibilities for memeing, that's why it's so great. Speaking of endless possibilities, not the Sonic Unleashed song. Another one with them is Miles with his hands up. Now I have no idea how this became a meme, but anyway, in the second Spider-Verse trailer, there was a shot before What's Up Danger kicks in, where Miles has his hands up and then runs away from Miguel when he starts chasing him, and for some godforsaken reason, this became a huge meme. It's kind of like Squidward's house from earlier, but you can just put any character picked out of a hat into this scenario and it becomes funny. As for how this happened, Twitter user Dai Gatan turned this shot into a GIF, and then Twitter user Mock Kindu tweeted out asking what two characters they should draw over it. Literally any character you can think of has been turned into this shot. Like any character from Garten of Banban to SpongeBob made it. Even one of the directors commented on it. It was that huge, and you really couldn't escape it for like a week. But I wasn't complaining, it was too damn funny. This is one of those memes that makes you laugh every time you see it, because you see a new version of it, and you're like, oh my god, now he's in it. But I couldn't have it any other way. And now after all those, let's go over a few extra ones. Ones that didn't have much to talk about or are pretty simple. Firstly, it looks like another easy adventure for Spider-Man. Simmons? One of my personal favorites, Miguel looking at himself in another universe. Since given how serious it is, any caption here is comedy gold. Miles' drawings are way back in the first teaser trailer a couple years ago, which as you can assume, there's a lot here you couldn't show on a Disney Junior show. And finally,
I respect every single Spider-Man in here. Does that include me?
there's at least a couple I missed during all this, so let me know in the comments which ones I did. And while we're here, let's just add a couple from the Venom movies, also known as the Bible in my household. Firstly, A Turd in the Wind became very popular, being remixed and edited multiple times, which sort of led to the scene where it originates from, where Venom is in the store and eats the guy's head off, becoming a meme. Then there's Hey Carnage, do you know who Carnage is? This image of Carnage was turned purple when the whole lean craze happened for some reason, with Carnage proclaiming his absolute love for lean. And finally, we're done with all the TVs and movie shows and all that goofball nonsense hooga booga. Obviously being the majority of this video, there's still a lot more to talk about, being stuff that was never actually official and was made by parody intentions only. Some of these entries may be kind of short since there's not really much to say about it, but others might be longer. Like for example, our man Spooderman. I find it funny how I'm on page 9 of this script and I'm just now mentioning Spooderman, but let's just do it. The origin of our man traces back to the site Funny Junk in 2012, where user Evil Federation posted this poorly drawn pic of Spidey. The image was then posted many times with Spider-Man related captions, being exactly what you would expect from 2012 funny junk humor. However, what really put him on the map was when he appeared in the comic Dolan. No relation.
Cause it's my Planet Dolan video. It's all about me, yeah, it's all about me. It's my video.
User Cola Blast edited a pre-existing Dolan comic and added Spooty. And after that, there was no looking back. This all led to the inevitable jump into the video dimension for him, where later in 2012, YouTuber Dolan Duck posted the pilot episode to his series, The Uncle Dolan Show, in which Spooderman made his iconic debut. After this, you really couldn't escape the guy. He was absolutely everywhere. He became a staple of meme culture. He had his own theme song, multiple videos about him, and all kinds of different edits and jokes. Man became an absolute king. Man even earned a video from behind the meme, which is an absolute honor. And that brings us to today. We're given the resurgence of popularity with Spider-Man after No Way Home.
Now Spider-Man returns.
There's been countless more edits with newer characters such as Milos Morales, and there was even a fan-made poster for Across the Spider-Verse that included Spooderman that everyone thought was real for a little bit. And of course the iconic glitch in Spider-Man Miles Morales, where you could pretty much just play as Spooderman. Safe to say this guy's not going anywhere anytime soon. Next up is a kinda odd one, this dude. Originating from the Twitter account of Chingford Foundation School, they posted this image with the caption, "We had a very special guest today at 6th Form Assembly." However, they had a grave mistake of leaving the screen blank, because as you can assume, a lot of people started putting random stupid stuff in that little block of white space. And before you knew it, it was quickly yet another one of those presentation style memes, you know, like Kirby pointing or Lisa giving a presentation, etc. Another one from social media is Bro is Flabbergasted. Originating from TikToker Jack Bauman, he posted this video of someone dressed up as Peter to go see No Way Home. And then at one point in the video, he tries to sip his oversized beverage, but can't due to the mask, to where the iconic caption reads true. Here's our second one from a video game, the walking animation from Web of Shadows. In 2019, YouTuber Death Taco re-uploaded the cutscene with Playboy Cardi slowed down in the background. The shot itself was already funny, but putting sad-sounding music in the background makes it even funnier. And since then, I'm sure you've seen at least a few edits of this. I mean, it's yet again another super universal one that pretty much has any sort of caption on it work, but it's just so damn funny. I've seen it used a lot in slander-type videos, including mine, and I hope it doesn't go anywhere. And then we got Danny DeVito dressed up as Spider-Man. Originating from Season 6, Episode 7 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, there's a costume party in which our man Philly is dressed up as the Web-Slinger. And of course, it was memed to hell and back, usually being paired up with other live-action Spider-Man, asking which one's the best. It's not really used as a meme per se, it's more so you just kind of put it everywhere because it's funny. Mainly given the fact that A, it's Danny DeVito, and B, given the costume he's wearing is super simple and inaccurate. Plus, by the way, in this scene, Charlie Day's in it, and he literally talks to someone who's dressed as Luigi. Does he know? After those, though, let's go on to Spider-Man No Way Out. It's a simple meme where a bunch of Spider-Man cosplayers get together, and after our hero gets zipped up, the zipper breaks and he's stuck inside the costume. And then when he realizes, calamity ensues. And it's just all timed perfectly to Bones by Imagine Dragons. It's honestly one of the best videos I've ever seen. However, I really couldn't find much about its origin. However, this video by Hero Memes on YouTube has over 450 million views. So I'm assuming that this is the original, I mean maybe. However, on Reddit, I found this video of two random kids and a guy in a Spider-Man suit doing the exact same thing. So I have no idea whether this is the original or the two boys thought it was funny so they parodied it. Which I mean, I guess that's probably the more likely explanation. But it's so weird how this video that over 450 million people saw, I just can't find anything about its origin. And it's funny since as pointed out by the uploader, this video has more views than the actual Bones music video. Then we got
Correct, madam.
Originating from issue 150 of Venom, in which a mall cop uses a lady as a human shield, and the lady then calls Venom a monster, to which he replies, "Correct, madam." The screen cap was then sent over to the Holy Land known as r/nice guys, to which it then became a meme for an adult still wanting a toy in their McDonald's Happy Meal, or generally to ask for weirder things you don't actually want. And in 2022, Reddit user Withered Facts posted this meme he made using the screenshot, to which the meme found its final form. It's truly one of the greatest memes of all time. There's a reason why there's 12 billion different dubs of this comic. And that brings us to our finale. The meme which has brought forth new generations, changed lives, and helped the world in ways we'll never truly understand. What else but the greatest image to ever be made? Venom dunk. What needs to be said? Venom is already peak fiction, and then you let him ball? The art was done by Kale Naju for Venom issue 200, to which Kale was then given the Presidential Medal of Freedom, as well as the Nobel Peace Prize. Since in the image, Venom's absolutely crushing Peter and putting him in his place, aka the trash, proving Venom is superior to all man. They also made some slightly less epic versions for other Spider-Man books, like Miles Morales issue 263, and The Amazing Spider-Man issues 869 and 873. But even inferring that those would ever even compare to peak cinema is just obtuse. They will never come between our world and what gave us life in the first place, Venom dunk. And there is the history of Spider-Man memes. An absolute ride this was. Spider-Man is one of the most iconic characters ever made, so obviously there's going to be an absolute mountain of memes for him. But what other timeline is there? Spider-Man is a character that can and will be beloved for generations, so it's only fair he takes place in the advent of internet culture. We all grew up with the web-slinger, and now he's upgraded for a whole new generation. But yeah, this video was an absolute mountain. This script is on page 11 right now, and it's just kind of crazy. So please smash that subscribe button and that like button for me. Please, please. I had to go to Reddit to make this video. Just do it for me, please. And I did not forget a single one. Nope. Did not forget about any meme whatsoever. Not one. None at all. But anyway, I have no idea what the next video is going to be. But I mean, this video was originally intended to be the history of Marvel memes. So if that's something you all would be interested in, be sure to tell me below. But that's it for me. Subscribe right now or I'll thwip you into oblivion.